we'll be talking about the skeletal system. The skeletal system. And this is actually a broad topic. Skeletal system is a broad topic. But before we look at that in depth, you agree with me that in the organization of life, the smallest unit is what? The cells, right? Now, group of similar cells will come together to form what? Tissues, right? Group of similar tissues performing the same function is what? Organs, and group of organs will give us system. So for us to say skeletal system, it means we have different organs working together, performing similar function. That's why we call it skeletal system. Do you understand? So this system contains many organs combined together. Now, the skeletal system, as an adult, you have how many bones? 206 bones. So every adult have 206 bones. But as a child, an infant have how many bones? 300 bones, right? Yes, an infant have 300 bones. But an adult have 206 bones, is it not? Now, this skeletal system is divided into two. The skeletal system generally is divided into two, which are the axial skeleton and the what? Appendicular skeleton. So these are the two divisions of the skeletal system. The axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. So let's take them one after the other. First, the axial skeleton. Now, we said the axial skeleton is also called the central core of the body because it is positioned at, let me call it the central position of the body. And the axial skeleton is made up of 80 bones. Please take note of that. It's made up of 80 bones. We already agreed that in total we have 206 bones, right? Now, the axial skeleton is made up of 80 bones, while the appendicular skeleton is made up of 126 bones. So 80 plus 126, will it make up to the 206 bones? So note that axial skeleton have 80 bones, while appendicular skeleton have 126 bones. Is that okay? Good. Now, the axial skeleton is made up of 3 divisions, subdivisions. So under the axial skeleton, we've already seen that in the axial skeleton, we are talking about the one located in the central portion of the body. And the 3 divisions under that are the skull bone. If you look at this is the skull bone. This is the skull. The one, you cannot see your skull, hope you know. This is your head. Your skull is the bone in this place. Somebody can volunteer. If you want to see real life, don't volunteer. Let's pay the flesh. We'll put it back. So the skull contains 8 cranial bones, 14 facial bones, 6 auditory ossicles, and the hyoid bone. So this makes up the skull. So as it is not just one segment. There are many compartments of this skull. There are many compartments of this skull joined together to form your skull. Now, the next part of the axial skeleton is what? The bone of the thoracic cage. Just like I said, axial skeleton is like the central position. If you look at this central portion. Next, we are coming here, right? This is your thoracic region, where you have your what? Now, we said it includes 25 bones of the thorax. That is a breastbone and 24 ribs. Now, what you should notice, you have 24 ribs. You have 24 ribs. So, if you count this, here is supposed to be, if you count this, if I do it completely, here is supposed to be 10. Another side here is supposed to be 10. Then we have 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. So, 10 plus this 2 will give us 12. So, 12 on this side, 12 on this other side will give you, you have 24 ribs. You have 24 ribs. And somebody was asking me that in the Bible, God took 1 rib from Adam. Is it that men have 23 ribs? So you go and answer that one yourself. Alright, so the thorax, the thoracic region have how many bones? 25 bones, right? And the 25 bones is your 24 ribs and your breastbone. This is your breastbone. It is also called the what? Sternum, right? The sternum. So this breastbone and the 24 ribs here makes up your thoracic cage. Do you understand that? And it's part of the axial skeleton. Good. The next part of the axial skeleton is bone of the vertebral column. Bones of the vertebral column, and it has 24 vertebral bones, sacrum bones, and the coccyx bone. Now, if we drew this down, this projection down, you notice with me that you'll be having something like this, downwards, right? That is your vertebral column. That is your vertebral column. So it extends from here to this. I'm sorry for that I detached them, but that is your vertebral column. So basically what you are expected to know is that the axial skeleton have how many bones? 80 bones, right? And the parts of the axial skeleton are those that are located in your central portion. So if you are going like that, you have the skull, the rib cage, your vertebral column. Do you get that? That runs to the pelvis. All these, they are not central. Do you get that? Good. So that's your axial skeleton. The next is the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton. And we said the appendicular skeleton is composed of how many bones? 126 bones. Take notes. I'll read it from the past question and you'll see it's there. It's there. The appendicular skeleton is made up of 126 bones, and it consists of these four parts. Pelvic girdle. Where is your pelvis? Pelvic girdle. Now if you look at this stuff you have here, this stuff here is your pelvic girdle. Do you get that? This part here, this is your pelvic girdle, and it's part of the appendicular skeleton. Do you get that? The next is what? Upper limb. What is your upper limb? If you don't call it upper limb, you call it what? If you don't call it upper limb, you call it what? No, humerus is part of the upper limb, but it's not another name for it. If you don't call it upper limb, you call it what? Okay, your hand. Hand bone. Okay, your forelimb. So forelimb. If you don't call it lower limb, you call it what? Okay, hind limb. Alright, so as part of the appendicular skeleton, we have the upper limbs. And this is your upper limb. This is your upper limb. And you can see there is not joined completely, but the parts of the upper limb, we look at them. Then the lower limb. This is your lower limb. And next one there is your pectoral or shoulder girdle. Where is it? Where is it? Who can point it out on the board? Your pectoral or shoulder girdle. It's found somewhere here, right? Yes, this section of it. Good. That makes up your pectoral or shoulder girdle. Alright, so basically, this is an overview of your skeleton. But the most important thing you should pick out from here is that we have how many axial bones? And our appendicular skeleton have how many bones? 126. And you should also note the parts of the axial skeleton and the parts of the appendicular skeleton. Is that okay? So the skull is part of what division of the skeleton? Is it what? Axial, right? Good. So basically that's that. The function of the skeleton. Basically we know that the skeleton, the major function of the skeleton is what? You said? Protection. Okay, that's one. That's one function of the skeleton. Protection. And the parts of the skeleton that have protective functions are the skull. The skull protects what? The brain, right? You know the brain is found in this place. So the skull protects the brain and the eyes. How is it protecting the eye? Just like I always say, this is not all you have as an eye. You have an inner eye found in this place, which is even larger than what you're seeing outside. So the skull also helps in protecting that. Another protective function of this. Okay, now if you look at the rib cage here, this is protecting what? Remember that the two lungs are located here, right? And the heart also. So this protects the lungs and the heart. Which other one has protective function? The vertebral column. And in the vertebral column, there is what we call what? The spinal cord found here. So this is also protecting the spinal cord. Which other one? Which other one? Alright, so basically that's the protective function of the skeleton. And next is support. Just imagine a human being without bones. Without bones. Just imagine yourself now, there's no bone in this place. You just be like, so bone, your skeleton helps in support you. It gives you the framework of your body. Do you get that? Now the skeleton also has the aids in movement, and that's why you have joints. If there was no joint, do you know you cannot move? Just make your stiff and try to move. Be jumping, you'll be hopping. Right? So the skeleton, the bones, and you know the point where two bones join together is called what? Joint, right? Joint. And we said there is a tough elastic band that join muscles to bones to enable movement. And that band that join muscles to bones are called what? Tendons, right? Tendons. And what's ligaments? Join two bones together. Ligaments. Join bones to bones. You said no. What is it join? What does it join? Okay, no, yeah. So ligaments, ligates, join two bones. Tendon, join muscles to bones. Is it not? Good. All right, for movement. The third function there is what? Storage. The bone help in storage of minerals, essential minerals. Calcium is stored in the bones. In fact, if it is in low concentration in the bones, there is a problem. We know that calcium is for strong bones and teeth, right? As they normally say. Meaning if it is low, weakened bones, osteoporosis, you have holes in your bones, weakened bones, deficiency of calcium and vitamin D. What other function of skeleton do we have? Hemopoiesis, right? Or hematopoiesis. Now, this is the process of blood cell formation. So, red blood cell, if we are forming red blood cell is also called what? Erythrocytes, right? So, the process of red blood cell formation is called erythropoiesis. If it is white blood cell, since white blood cell is called leukocytes, the process of white blood cell formation is called what? Leukopoiesis. But now, red blood cell formation takes place in adults in the red bone marrow, in the bone marrow. That is where red blood cell formation in adults take place, in the bone marrow. So it's one function of the skeleton.